welcome back to Three Guys, 5 Feet Apart podcast. I'm going to have to edit out Chris talking about the penis canal. God damn it, Alex. Joining me today, as always, are...
It's your boy Austin.
Stop getting close. You don't have to lean in. It's going to pick up the audio.
Listen, it's in my...
Stop it. Okay, it's your boy Austin.
No.
No more kids, Chris.
It's Alex. Jonah.
And today we have a whole host of topics. As always, Alex is eating his lovely chips and salsa, so all that crunching in the background is him.
And they're very good chips.
They were, and very nice
Thanks
salsa.
to Chris's lovely
Baby mama.
girlfriend.
There we go. I was like, where are we going?
I couldn't remember if you guys were engaged or not.
No, I'm married to money. So.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So you're Mr. Krabs, is that what
Yes.
you're saying?
Are you implying that Mr. Krabs killed his wife?
How do you think you got all that money?
Is that a theory?
I don't know. There's probably some weird
It's
SpongeBob
a
theories.
theory now. We just made it.
There's the
That's
did
just
you-
a theory. A game theory.
What's
No.
that?
Thank you
Film
for
theory.
watching.
Never
no,
do
it's
that
a game.
again.
Mr. Krab overdoses on ketamine and dies.
Oh, that's an awesome game.
Did you ever see the theory that Mr. Krabs is the only crab in all of
And he sells Krabby Patties.
so he sells
yeah,
Krabby
so he
Patties.
killed all the
so
other
he
crabs.
kills other
Yeah,
crabs, and that's the meat.
yeah.
That's why,
And that's why it tastes so good.
yeah.
You guys are poking too many holes in SpongeBob. A grill could not work underwater. I mean, there's nothing that makes sense in SpongeBob.
Listen, it makes sense.
It makes sense. You
What
just
are we
think
talking
about
about today, Michael?
Okay,
What are we
thank you,
doing?
Alex. That was a good segue. I'm happy
What are
about
we
that
doing?
because I'm the only one that actually, everyone knows I'm the only one that does any work on the podcast. I'm the only one that actually comes up with topics before we hang
Hey,
out.
listen, we
We
were just
just
talking
had
about
a topic.
SpongeBob. That was a
I
pretty good
just
topic.
Yeah.
want to talk and just.
We're
All
talking
right.
about
I'm not even worried
SpongeBob.
about
Here's a fun.
I feel like at this point we have a good enough dynamic that we
Yeah.
can just talk about whatever.
We don't need topics, but topics help get us going.
Yeah.
I like to think, especially last
get me going.
episodes. Okay, Chris. Especially last episode's wing debate, and I think last episode was just in general really good. So if you're listening to this one, go listen to episode 18 if you haven't already. We love that episode. But my topic today is, if you had to cast a movie of the Three Guys 5 Feet Apart movie, who would you cast to play yourself?
Ryan
Why
Reynolds.
are you winking
Oh my
at me?
God.
Was I winking at you? I thought I was just blinking.
Did you have like Tourette's or something?
Yeah, my eye was like twitching for a
Yeah,
minute.
you're looking at me and twitching your eye, and I thought you were trying to communicate something to me.
No, I just really got
Did you just
stuck.
have a stroke? 'Cause you didn't
Yes.
say anything either.
I got stuck for a minute, I'm not gonna lie.
Alex is having his micro seizures again.
There's nobody that could be greater than me, so.
Oh my god.
So you would play it yourself?
I'd play with myself? Yes.
No.
I know.
You
no.
would. Okay. You would play yourself in the movie.
I'll think about it. Go.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds, baby. Let's
You
go.
think-
You really have
Okay.
a thing. You have a thing for Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Listen,
You got a man boner.
if I
for
could
Ryan
look
Reynolds.
like Ryan Reynolds, I would.
You could have
Okay.
sex with Ryan Reynolds.
Okay,
would
here's
you?
my man
Yeah.
boner. Ryan Gosling. Right?
Come on.
Right? Yeah.
Ryan.
Stop pointing at each other. It doesn't translate to the audio only for.
That's why we need to record.
No, this is what we'll do. Austin will play me, and I'll play Austin.
Smart.
We're we know each other really well, so like it.
Chris, do you have someone
I
to
don't-
play you?
I would pick Michael B. Jordan, of course, which is we look alike. So,
Obviously.
obviously.
I could see it.
I actually
So-
am starting to like him as an actor too.
Really?
I used to hate him, but yeah.
Even in Black Panther, you hated him?
Yeah.
Really?
I thought he was.
don't think
I
he
did
was
not
bad.
like Black Panther at all.
Wow.
Really?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, he is a very talented actor.
The
And
last
dude's,
thing I
like,
saw
super
him
shredded.
in is a new Tom Clancy show.
Wait,
He plays like a double agent
There's a Tom Clancy show?
or a
Like-
movie. I'm sorry.
Oh.
So yeah,
Without
I have
remorse.
like a little segue real quick. I always love reading comics, and there's always some weird moments in comics. And a lot of times comics try to get political, but they usually fail because the writers are really bad. Because the writers nowadays have like never talked to another person before.
Yeah.
Of course.
And after the Black Panther movie came out, Marvel decided to capitalize on it by releasing a Killmonger miniseries. Even though in all reality, Killmonger was never really that major of a villain for Black Panther.
Yeah.
In all reality, Black Panther doesn't have like a lot
Any
of iconic
villains,
villains.
yeah.
Most of them like are villains from other characters. That do
Namor is
good
like a
job
bigger one,
interacting.
right?
Namor like Doctor Doom, but mostly because they're also rulers. There's kind of that aspect to them.
Yeah.
But like Black Panther really doesn't have a great rogues gallery. the only two villains he has that are any way mentionable, they killed off and made it to his friends, Manape and the Claw guy.
Claw guy.
Doesn't he generally
Claw.
like scrap with like Craven,
Oh, the
the
Claw.
hunter?
Not really.
Really? I feel like that would be like
That's
an
more
obvious...
of a Spider-Man villain. I think they've like had a fight before, but he's not really a Black Panther villain.
I feel like that'd be like such an obvious
Yeah,
like it's a hunter. Why
but
wouldn't you want to
in
fight
the
a panther?
Killmonger miniseries, like when Killmonger's in college, him and this like girl are having this conversation, and like she kind of gives him the bedroom eyes, and like the next page is like him getting out of bed after they done
Yeah.
the deed, and like the girl's white, and like as he's getting out of bed, he kind of looks over his shoulder and he's like colonizer. And I remember reading that just like, what really? What if you don't like white people that much? Why'd you sleep with one?
Yeah, it's just.
It was just like this really random thing where he was just like colonize. Could you imagine? Like
So you
after
could just definitely get the feel that like the writer just doesn't.
Yeah,
get
the
it.
writer was just like, oh, I'm gonna show how much he doesn't like white people by have sex with one.
It's a lot of these new writers. I feel like, especially like younger ones that
Yeah.
are black and they like are writing for black characters. Like, oh, finally, like I get to represent like my race and stuff, and then they just get
It's
too
not
carried
even
away.
that. In fact, it's actually the opposite because like Chris Claremont, an X-Men writer, is African American, and he did a great job on X-Men. His run is actually super iconic. And then after a while, he started noticing how like Marvel and DC were only giving him black characters to write, and he was kind of getting like ticked off. Like, I'm a good writer. I can write any character.
No.
And so he like retired from writing for a couple months, almost a couple years actually. And like eventually DC came back and was like, "Hey, do you want to write a Deathstroke series?" And he's like, "Is Deathstroke white?" And they're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, I'll write it," because he was tired of like writing of them just hiring him to write black characters.
Yeah.
If they were to do I don't know why I just thought about this, but if they were to do a Green Lantern movie, what version of Green Lantern would you pick? Because
Okay, that's I like that topic, but Jonah, we're still casting the 3 Guys 5 Feet Apart movie.
Oh, we are.
Jonah,
we kind
who's-
of went like
who's-
far off from that.
Yeah, we went pretty far off. Jonah, who are you?
Like-
Who's your actor?
I don't know any actors.
Wick.
I don't watch
Or,
movies.
what's his name?
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Keanu
plays
Reeves.
Jonah.
Yeah, I'm
Do
gonna
that,
be
see that.
Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
Let's go.
For me, I'm gonna pick ScarJo, Scarlett Johansson.
You
that
know,
makes sense.
There you go. I can see it.
First off,
100%.
we need some diversity. We need a woman,
Yep.
Yeah.
and I think she has the props to play me.
Hey,
Yep.
I know we're not like that pumped to see her movie, Black Widow, but it comes out this upcoming week. I
I'll
believe.
probably go see it, but I still have my thing where I don't like non-superpowered characters.
Yeah.
Right.
Besides
But
Batman.
I
I have
was
a
just gonna say
Marcus
we.
gift card. Let's go, boys.
Yeah, I say like I think it'd be a good first movie to go back to for you guys. I've already been back to the
Chris's
theater.
asshole cat's trying to eat the wires of the microphone.
He's such
He's
a
the
good
worst.
boy.
he's
Look
a
at
good
him.
boy.
I hate
You
him
So
like-
we
so
should
much.
all definitely.
I
Make
love
that point to go
Ralph.
see.
But I like Chris's question. Which Green Lantern would you like to see
That
on
is
the
a good
screen?
question.
I want the
Give
green
me all
one.
their names that I forget.
You
Okay,
know what?
You're just
there-
gonna pick the Ryan
there's a lot of
Reynolds
human
version.
Green Lanterns.
That
No,
already has happened.
There's
I wouldn't do- I
actually
don't-
didn't like that.
I
movie.
feel like Hal Jordan is kind of lame.
he's
I
yeah.
kind of
sucks.
do too.
I
I
feel
have
like-
one in my head, but I don't remember what his name
Who is the black one?
That's what I was
John
gonna say.
Stewart.
Yeah, John.
Yeah.
I think he's.
I
He's the one
wasn't
most
thinking
people
him.
know because he was in that old Justice League cartoon.
Yeah,
and they
he's
have
fucking
brought him into the DC universe
Okay,
in the
that's-
Arrow show. They did like what was like their big climax where all the
Crisis on Infinite Earths. or
yeah,
something.
and that they brought him in as Green Lantern
Yeah.
as John Stewart.
That's
but,
actually
like
pretty
it
cool.
was a CW
I feel like
show,
John
so
Stewart's
it's
almost
not-
like eclipsed Hal Jordan in terms of like the coolest Green Lantern. My favorite Green Lantern is, I like both Kyle Rayner and Guy Gardner.
I don't
Kyle.
like Guy Gardner.
Kyle
think that's
Rayner
it.
is
I like Kyle.
probably my favorite, just because he was a comic book artist, and so like I always
Okay.
think he's really cool. He was also the first one to become like a White Lantern. Well, not the first, but he became like the first like official White
Oh,
Lantern.
I remember that storyline.
So he's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool character. Guy Gardner, you have to like he grows on you. At first you're like, oh, Guy Gardner's just this huge asshole, and then but then later on you're like, you know what, Guy Gardner's pretty awesome.
Who's like the big pig-looking dude?
Kilowog.
I like him. He's fun.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you saw that Green Lantern, the terrible Green Lantern movie with
I
Ryan
did.
Reynolds.
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
I
Austin's
saw it,
Lover
yeah.
Boy.
See.
I didn't like
When
that
I watched
movie.
it,
But
like
see,
it
I
was-
like
I was
Green
younger,
Lantern,
so like
I
I
feel
didn't
sad.
criticize movies really, and I was like, oh, it's kind of fun.
I'm not gonna lie.
Prove
that-
how much you like Green Lantern. Recite the oath.
Here we go.
That's fair. Like, I don't know.
Oh man.
In brightest day and blackest
Blackest
night,
night,
no
okay.
evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. I'm a massive nerd. It's a wonder I've had any girlfriends.
I'm trying to catch up with you, man.
Oh, bro,
Any
that's,
girlfriends?
that smells
No.
so
So
bad.
Hey, nerdiness.
You can't catch up with me. I'm on another level.
I believe you can,
At
Alex.
Too far
that
gone.
end credit scene though with Sinestro,
Yeah.
that was dope.
That was like the only good part of the movie, but
That
just
was
seeing
so
Sinestro
dope.
put on the yellow power ring.
Like, and his suit looked good. Like everything looked good, and I was like, I want that. And then they were like, this movie actually
In
flopped.
blackest day and brightest night, beware your fears made into light. Let those who try to stop what's right
You know every
burn
single
like
line.
my power, Sinestro's might.
Does he lead them?
Yeah, he's the leader of the Sinestro Corps.
I guess that would make sense.
Yeah,
Sinestro.
I mean, he gets like dethroned a couple times in the
We've
comics.
talked about this before, but for podcast sake, and since we're on this conversation, what Green Lantern Corps or what Corps would you choose?
Oh, you know,
And
for
name
me,
them all for everybody.
Okay,
if-
you have green, which is willpower. You have yellow, which is fear. You have red, which is rage. You have blue, which is hope. You have indigo, which is compassion. And you have orange, which is avarice. Then you also have black, which is death, and the white core, which is life. Pretty sure I got all of them.
Yeah, I want to be the purple one.
Indigo, compassion.
Literally
Yeah.
just for being purple, right?
Yeah, I
You know
just
they
like
get
purple.
brainwashed by their rings. It's
Oh.
actually you see, here's the thing: all the cores aren't just like a different color ring that all function the same. Each of the rings have like their own sort of.
Yeah,
what does the MacGuffin red to
one
it.
do?
The red one fills you with rage. I mean, you have to have rage to like be chosen, but it fills you with even more rage, and you can vomit blood. And it also can't do constructs unless you've had the blood of a human Red Lantern, which is super weird. But you can't make your own constructs with it, and it just makes you filled with rage. It also replaces your heart, so if you lose your Red Lantern ring, you die because you don't have a heart.
Didn't Supergirl like get one though? At one
She
point?
did.
Isn't there one where like Hal Jordan puts it on? I feel like there's probably
He's been a
a
couple
comic, you know, for every
Batman's
single.
put a lot of them.
And I saw Instagram. I
The
saw him, but like,
the
he's put the
blue
white one.
light of
Yeah.
hope can actually cure the Red Lantern issue. The blue light of hope can actually heal and restore. But the problem is you constantly have to be hopeful. If you don't have hope, your ring will abandon you. It can also boost the
That'd be
power of
terrible
a
for
Green
me.
Lantern ring and can only create constructs if it's in the presence of a Green Lantern ring.
What is the orange one do?
Orange one is avarice, and there's only actually one member of that core because the orange avarice fills him with so much jealousy that that doesn't want to share the power. So he doesn't like make more rings and make an orange
Smart.
lantern core. Instead, he constantly has the orange power battery, and he makes constructs of all the people he's killed, and that's kind of the orange lantern core.
I would.
Oh.
So you would
Well,
not
it's
want to
really
be
hard to
any of
choose.
them.
I think I'd be black. Just
You'd be
'cause-
deaf? Yeah, it's pretty easy. You just have to die to wield a black lantern ring.
There you go. That's all I have to do. I already want to die, so like,
Oh, and I forgot. Pink is love.
pink is love.
Yeah.
I've never felt love.
What did you say indigo was?
Indigo's compassion.
Oh,
But here's the thing.
that's not going to work. I have no compassion.
It forces you to be. But here's the thing: you don't have to have compassion. It forces you to be compassionate.
Damn.
I'm definitely gonna go.
That's
the
just
rage
going to
route.
be a whole nother person right there.
And like the guy that created the Indigo Corps was actually the Green Lantern before Hal Jordan, and I'm really ticked off that I don't remember his name. But essentially, he created the Indigo Corps as a punishment for like serial killers. Instead of like
Oh.
putting them in jail, he harnessed the Indigo light to make them all like compassionate and like remorseful for their crimes. So they all became
So-
kind of like monks, basically.
So everyone's going to look at me and think I'm a criminal if I have a
Not exactly.
purple
I
ring.
mean, the rings are almost like infectious. You know, they'll just go and force themselves onto your finger.
No, I want to change my answer
I
to
don't think
red.
that's
a-
I'm going to be
yeah.
the red ring.
You're gonna be red with rage.
Yeah.
I'm right there with
You don't look
Go.
like you have a lot of anger, Jonah.
Yeah.
But
Jonah, I'm right.
I
So
mean,
you guys are
you
just
don't
gonna be-
see it, but when I put on the red ring, you're
gonna
going to
just
see
be
a lot of
vomiting your
rage.
napalm blood all over the place.
Yep.
I'm either gonna do that or orange because the orange sounds kind of
I
fun.
have to admit, the Red Lantern Corps does have like the hottest member, Bleeze.
Yeah.
She's legitimately
It's
like,
important.
yeah. If you get a chance, Google Bleeze of the Red Lantern Corps. She's
Does
super
Bleeze
hot.
How do
have
you
an
spell
OnlyFans?
that?
She does not have an OnlyFans because she's fictional.
She's dang it.
I mean, you can make OnlyFans for fictional
What are you
characters.
doing, Austin?
He's dying.
Austin just started rolling around on the ground.
His face got so red.
Oh, dude,
Eat a banana or something. I don't
I
know.
had that a couple days, like last week. I had it like when I was laying in bed and I woke up. I was like, I'm gonna stretch out, and all of a sudden it started hitting me in my leg, and I couldn't react fast enough to prevent it. So I'm like in my bed, like holding my leg, and I'm literally like, it was so painful. Like I was having like moments. I was like, oh my god. Ugh.
You gotta be careful.
I had the awkward part was like I had my room door closed, so I was like, oh, they're gonna think I'm doing something.
Oh,
Yeah.
ah.
It was just like, oh.
That'd be the word.
Chris, what? So you're choosing the Black Lantern Corps for death?
Yeah, because I want
Me
to
and
die.
Jonah are choosing Ridge. I don't think.
Austin, can you come back and give an answer, or are you out for the episode?
I think I would just do the hope one. I think I could be hopeful.
I almost.
You
I almost
never
did.
hopeful.
You're always doubtful.
No,
Yeah.
I couldn't be
I could
hopeful.
change.
Like if you're flying through space and have like a negative thought, it will leave you and you will die.
Okay, never mind.
The smallest thing that happens, you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna go kill myself.
Yeah.
I'm literally,
The opposite of a hope.
Really, if anybody should have the hope one, it should
There's like the gray light of apathy, and that's gonna be Austin's. It's like I don't care.
Yeah. I don't know which one it would be. I don't think I'd be able to be any of them, honestly.
Austin doesn't have rage. Maybe. What about?
Austin keeps it down, but
What
when it
about
comes
pink?
out,
Could you be pink? Could you be love?
Maybe.
See, the pink ones always have the revealing costume. So if you get like the pink one, you're gonna just have like a pink, banana hammock and maybe a couple
Wearing
pieces
a
of
nice
armor.
pink
oh, no,
thong.
he'd be death too, because he could wear black and be goth like he's always wanted to be.
you could join me.
You kind of look like a zombie too.
Alright, I'm just gonna die and be with Chris then, I guess.
So we're a team, they're a team. What are you, Michael?
Oh shoot. You know, I don't want to like sound too over optimistic of myself. I think I would be the white light of life, because there's two ways to get that. Either you have to find the life entity, or you have to master all the rings. And I feel like I have enough of a range of emotions that I could probably master all the rings and get the white ring.
But what if you couldn't? Do you ever think about that?
If I can't, then I don't know. I'll probably. I could think I'll be pink. I'll be part of the love cord.
You'll wear a banana hammock.
Yeah.
I can totally see that.
I got a lot. You know what? I'm a pretty negative, pessimistic person.
Oh my goodness.
I hate myself pretty harshly. But you know what? I got a lot of love, and I think other people can kind of sense that. I'll be pink. I'll wear my bright pink Speedo around the galaxy doing good deeds.
Just gotta make sure you come visit me.
No, you're rage, bro. I have nothing to do. I want nothing to do with you.
All right, what are we talking about next?
It's like we've had
episode's
enough.
off to a flying
Had
start.
enough
We really
of your
kinda
Green Lantern.
Okay,
Hey, that.
here's kind of a good one. I feel like we each have something to say on this.
Do we? I
Last
don't.
episode we mentioned I had a girlfriend. That's over now. And wow,
That's
it was another.
So
another,
let's all talk about
It
that.
was another
Alright,
very
so
mutual breakup. So I keep thinking to
Why?
myself
Michael doesn't know what he wants. In
yeah, I
life.
don't know anymore. For a while it was kind of the basic I want to get married, have kids, that kind of stuff. Now it's I want to do creative projects like this, and I feel
with
like
women.
no. I want to do creative projects like the podcast or the video game Joan and I are trying to start, or other stuff like that. And I feel like being in a relationship would actually hamper, the time I could devote to something like that. So basically what I'm trying to get at is we are each in kind of different positions. So what dating advice would you give to someone like, Alex, just you good, Alex? You got?
I was trying to be careful.
Yeah, this is
Do you have
minefield
like
here.
well, exactly like not even so far like dating advice, like relationship advice even. Like, do you have like any tips you want to share? Any tips for attracting someone? A tip for like a good relationship? Chris, why do you keep looking over at Hope?
I'm just.
you're like side glancing like you're about to do something bad.
No, I don't have anything, but I'm just like I gotta like relax. I can't say anything.
So like we're all different positions. Austin, do you have any advice? Do you have
Austin's
any?
never dated anybody. Or
Austin's
once,
wow,
once,
but
like
it's been
forever
like
ago.
Someone.
5 years. Actually,
It's
maybe
okay.
more.
It's been more than that.
I don't know. But yeah, it's been a
The
while.
hard
I mean, I've
years.
been on like dates, but. it's
So
been,
what's your kind of advice for like a first date, basically? Because we each have kind of different areas, I would say, of expertise. So let's kind of go over that. Austin, you've dated. So what's your kind of like your advice for like a good first date?
I would just take it to a coffee shop because I have no money.
Okay.
There it is. That's smart.
Budget-friendly dates.
No movies because you can't talk to
Yeah,
them.
'cause you can't-
Okay, that's a
can't
good
talk
one.
to
That's good
them.
when you're looking at the screen, not at each
Yeah,
other.
go somewhere quiet where you guys can actually talk.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you go to a movie and then you go to a dinner afterwards, you always have something to talk about because you can talk about the movie. So you kind of
But
avoid.
what if you don't want to be on a date that long?
that. There is that, but like,
Yeah.
if you can get her to commit to the, and if she can't
Propose to
commit,
her before the date.
and if she can't commit to like 2 or 3 hours with you, I mean, why would you think she would commit long?
What if this is like a
guys?
Tinder date and she just
Come
wants
on.
like something quick?
You mean like McDonald's or like?
Yeah.
just what she wants. I just want someone to get me McDonald's.
Have any of you guys actually like met someone online and met them for like a date and how'd it go?
Can't say that I've ever done that.
Can't say, Chris.
Can't say it.
Can't say.
Cannot say that
I
I've
have.
ever done that.
I've had very good and very bad.
Give us a bad one. I want the story of a bad one.
There's too much.
You can't.
There's so much.
Come on. Now that we mentioned, you
It's
gotta.
just not for podcast. It's not.
Oh, poor Alex.
The worst is when you go to somebody's like to a chick's house and it's just like disgusting and you're just like I don't want to be here.
You went to their house for a first date?
It wasn't really.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Come on, put 2 and 2 together here,
Listen.
Austin.
Or like they'll
Least
invite you to their
experience
place and like
out
you
of
think
everyone
something's
here.
happening, but then they just like, oh, I had a girl fall asleep on the couch next to me, just like watching a movie, and it was Talladega Nights, and I hate that movie.
So you just stole a couple things and left.
Yeah, I think I stole some food and left because I had to go to work, and I was like, all right, yeah. Like I don't know why you invited me.
What's your dating advice for online dating, for like weeding people out online?
Yeah,
It doesn't work.
How'd you meet?
It doesn't work. Don't
Like,
meet
just-
someone online.
I mean, technically, I met my wife online. Like I DM'd her on Instagram.
Dang, you slid into them DMs, bro.
Yeah, at 2:00 in the morning.
Wow.
And she responded, but like we had like similar like connections. Like I feel like that's the only reason it worked,
Yeah.
because she was like able to like trust me because she like knew other people that I knew.
Jonah, what's your dating advice? Don't date.
Don't.
Take it slow.
Women have cooties. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Amen.
Chris, what's your advice for a?
Are you just trying to like
Yeah.
do this as a topic for the podcast, but really you're just like hoping that we say some good stuff so you can use it?
No, I'm not
Some
listening to
wise
any of
words.
this.
You're just desperate. You're like,
I'm not
I
listening
need-
to any of this advice. I got a good system down. I don't want to brag or anything, but like I'm pretty awesome. Chris.
So, I don't know where I heard it, but the best advice I ever got to attract just women in general, and maybe this doesn't work, maybe I'm wrong.
You just whip it out.
No, definitely don't do that. But I always told people to just focus on yourself. I just said like, if there's something in your life that you can improve on, your career, your money, your body, anything,
Yeah.
work on that, and then people are going to get attracted to that. So just
People
do
like
that.
motivated people. That's probably
Yeah.
one of the most attractive qualities
Yeah.
that someone can have. That's actually what that's what I look for in a woman. I want her to have stuff going on too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is very like I don't think you realize it when
And
you're
it makes you
younger.
happier.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think you realize it when you're younger. When you're younger, it's all about like how can I show off or something. But like as you get older, people get more attracted to like more genuine things. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I got like a really cool hobby or something.
yeah.
They like that now because it makes you seem like more of a real person. You know,
Yeah.
people like that. People like real people.
This sounds weird, but I always treated first dates like an interview because I was always told
They
like
are.
in interviews, like
You shouldn't like
you
literally
just-
go to an
just
interview.
like your body posture, like just being relaxed, not having your arms crossed or like on the table, just like being relaxed because like it shows that you're like welcoming and like you're not like pushing them away. You know what I'm saying?
Give us a nice relaxed posture.
I'm not gonna do it.
Do it right now.
No. But like if you're relaxed, they're gonna be more relaxed.
Alex is man
you know what I'm
spreading on the
saying?
couch.
Because like you're both nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good advice too. You know, because the energy you put out is the energy you're going to get back. People just feed off each other's energy.
And if you don't get it back, then just
if
try.
you don't get your energy back, that person's probably not someone you want to spend a lot of time with.
Yeah.
You know, if you get drained being with this person, the relationship is not going to work out.
I gotta say this is not what I thought we were gonna talk about tonight.
It's a good topic though, right? It's a genuine topic.
Yeah,
You know,
it's,
last
just, like, it's
episode,
coming from you though. who
Last
never
episode,
talks
all we
about
talked
this stuff.
about
Yeah.
was poop and chicken wings. It's nice to have an episode every once in a while that's a genuine topic that maybe someone listening to, some little boy who found our podcast,
I
is
hope
gonna-
a little boy is not
is
listening.
gonna listen to it and he's gonna be like, I got some good advice today.
I have a random question
Okay.
that's like way off topic. So are we done with
Okay.
this?
So yeah, I guess we're done because Alex is. Hope,
Hope
would you like to
says-
contribute
yeah, Hope
something?
you got it.
Yeah.
No, I just think you guys. I think you all have a lot. I think you can cut this out. I'm
No.
giving my advice.
I'm
I think
lazy
you
when it comes
all
to
could
editing.
make this episode topic. I really do.
There you go.
You gotta just hone in on it.
Okay.
I think she just really wants to know what Chris is gonna
Yeah,
say.
Chris.
I'm really
She's
trying
got
to
like
tread lightly
I
here.
know you can't see her right now, but she's got like a pen and a notepad out, writing down like everything
No.
Chris is doing.
There's a knife to my throat at this very moment.
There's
as
a
I
there's a
stand
single
there.
red dot on Chris's forehead.
He's shaking.
Chris is
Um,
terrified.
I mean, I guess we can keep going. I don't.
Make it a whole episode thing.
Did you have more like with
Do you
that?
have
What was I talking about?
relationships and just advice like on first
Okay,
dates?
tell a story of your first date.
my first date?
Anyone.
Very
Like,
like our
your
very
yeah,
first.
Ever
Okay.
first date.
The very,
So,
very first date.
My first date, I was. This is kind of embarrassing, but I'll share it on the podcast because we talked about pooping ourselves. So there's really nothing more embarrassing we can get.
Yeah,
than that.
we're past
My
that.
first official date was not till I was 21. I was a girl I met at college, and I wasn't going to say any names.
Oh, my bad.
So I don't think we should share any names, so I will have to edit that. Thanks, Alex.
I was
for all the
gonna
work.
share mine.
Whatever. But like everyone I've dated listens to the podcast, so I got to be careful.
Still?
Yeah, dude, I'm like awesome when it comes to breakups. I'm always like, hey, we can still be friends and stuff if you want to. And then,
Yeah.
you know, people love me.
It's
I
never
wouldn't say
worked
that.
in my
Yeah.
case.
I mean, you know, Alex, I'm just a lot nicer than you.
Anyhow,
I wouldn't say
first
that
date.
either.
Yeah.
First date.
It was like super. So we actually had planned a different first date. We were gonna go to an art gallery, but like I was texting. I was like, "Oh, I just got off work. I'm gonna go home, wash up, and then go to the comic book store." She's like, "I've never been to a comic book store before." I was like, "Do you want to go?"
Yeah.
And so I went and picked her up and we kind of just basically ran errands, got some food and stuff, and like went to a park to kind of like walk around. We just talked with each other like the whole time. And it was really pleasant, you know, just getting to know someone. It was a super long date. It ended up being like 5 hours long.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, you know, that's not going to work for everyone because obviously like no two people have the exact same dating experience.
Mhm.
But I feel like having that level of comfort with someone, like a first date does not have to be like an extravagant thing.
No.
If you're like texting or like calling each other, if you have that kind of good back and forth, I mean, it's going to be awkward in your first face to face, but I feel like, you know, whoever's hearing the advice, just be that person that like breaks the awkward barrier and the whole thing's just going to be good after that. Because once you relax, then they're going to relax and then
Exactly.
you can just talk to each other as people. And that's another kind of piece of advice. You know, I feel like a lot of, you know, I'm going to kind of get into this. I feel like a lot of young guys, because I was one of these guys, always view women as like these holier than thou things. They view them like, oh, they're beautiful creatures and stuff. They're just people, just like you, and they're gonna want the exact same things you want. Like, I know when you're younger, you kind of feel like I'm such a weirdo or something.
Yeah.
But like in all reality, girls aren't that scary. First off, treat them like people, and you'll do fine. You know, don't be one of those incels that are like, women are only good for sex and in the kitchen.
Cook, clean, and conceive, baby.
Yeah.
3 C's.
All the
there.
3 C's. You
There
get a
it
woman
is.
that can do all 3, you're fine.
Exactly.
No,
Cook, clean, and
I
conceive.
actually prefer to cook and clean. The only thing I can't do is conceive, but I'm working.
We're getting there.
I'm working on it.
Science will catch up, I promise.
Yeah, I'm actually the cleaner too, man.
Yeah, I'm like annoyingly clean. People even mention that.
Me too. Gets mad at me.
But like, who else here has some good like first date kind of advice? Kind of like tell us your first date
Well,
story
so
and the advice you'd give.
You
from
said
it.
your date didn't really do like anything crazy. So to add on that, I've heard that like find yourself a woman that like you guys can have fun and she's like okay with like going and like
Okay, I gotta say
getting
this real
like
quick.
$1 or $2.
We're all straight, so you know we really don't necessarily have any advice for same-sex relationships. Sorry,
Yeah, sorry.
we're just not gonna speak. I mean, this advice kind of works. You know, treat them like a person, but
Right.
still.
But anyways, like if she can be happy with you at your lowest and like getting like dollar ice cream cones at McDonald's or something, and like you guys are happy with that.
Whoa, $1? Come
Come
on.
on now.
That's more of like a 5th date sort of thing.
Yeah.
We're talking bubble
You know
gum
what I
from
mean,
the
though.
quarter machines.
If she
from
can
the
hang with
store.
you through that and like you guys are chill and happy and like she just, you know, then later on when you do have the success, hopefully,
Yeah.
Maybe not.
then it'll just be better. I
When
don't
does the success start kicking in? I've been waiting a while.
yeah, I've been ready.
It's a lifetime achievement.
In my next life.
Right, yeah. But yeah, first date stories. I'll do my first date in high school and then do like more adult one. In high school, I dated a girl named Julie, and that was technically my first
Why
date.
do you? Okay, why do you? Okay,
I
you
just
already
had
did
to-
the first.
I
Thing,
don't
you
know.
didn't have to do the
whatever. You know, it was Valentine's Day.
social
and
security number.
It was Valentine's Day,
Address.
and I was going to her house to like meet her family, and like went to Target, bought a red shirt and everything because we were
Wait,
supposed
was
to
this
match
for
and
a
take
first
pictures.
date?
You met her family on the first date.
For a first
yeah,
date?
yeah, weird.
Wow, okay.
And I get there to
Jumped
dinner,
the gun.
found out her dad's an alcoholic, and he was like plastered and just making all kinds of crude comments and stuff, and I was just like, this is cool. And then we went downstairs, and at this point I was super naive. I didn't get anything. She wanted to make out. I had no idea. And so like we stayed down there forever, and I was like, what are we doing? Like, because she forgot something, but she didn't actually. And then before we went upstairs, like she went to kiss me on my mouth, but I turned and like it hit my cheek. But like she didn't know that, and like I didn't really know what happened either. And then it was time to go home, and her dad took me home, and she was in the car too, but we didn't want to talk since he was in there, and she was texting me, and she's like, that was an amazing first kiss. And I was like, wait, what?
Wait, hold on.
I was like, we kissed, and so I just went with it. I was like, all right.
That was 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
He was just like, oh, it was so good.
Yeah, and then like my wife, who oddly enough is named Julie as well.
I'll have to censor that name.
Our first date, we met at Target and walked around Target for 5 hours.
5 hours?
Yeah, God.
It's not that big of a store.
Listen,
We
there's
just-
a lot of cool
just
stuff in
did
Target.
loops.
Wow.
I don't know. We just got coffee. Like we
I
were
just look at the
talking
toy.
and-
I go to Target. I look at the toy section. I buy a couple pairs of jeans, and I'm out.
I go to the video game section to occasionally play some of the free
They don't
video
have
games.
those anymore.
They don't?
Not
That's
really.
lame.
No.
It makes it sad.
My childhood.
That was the best part. Like your
And now you
parents
can't
drag
even
you to
buy
Target.
consoles there because they're all sold out every time.
That sucks.
Chris, do you have any first date stories you'd like to share with everyone in the room?
I'm trying to remember my first date. I don't know. Austin, you might actually have to go because I'm trying to actually remember.
I thought you were gonna be like, Austin, do you remember our first date?
You remember our first date, Austin?
Yeah, but see, like, I don't
It was
really
beautiful.
remember mine.
Why'd you say yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, no, not.
How's your Charlie horse doing, bro?
It's my leg is still a little sore, honestly. But
Man, you're just falling apart, man.
yeah, I'm dying, guys.
I actually.
Austin's held together by staples and Gorilla Glue.
Okay, so I do remember the very first date. It started by lying to my mom.
All good relationships start with a lie.
Exactly. You can't spell families without lies.
I have a good story.
So, I remember the first date because it was in high school. It was my freshman year. I told my mom that a bunch of friends were getting together, and that like we were gonna go to the movies or whatever. And in
Sounds
reality,
legit.
like no one else showed up, and it was just me and
Because
her.
you had no friends.
Because I didn't have any friends. So
You still don't?
joke's on you, Mom. I have no friends. Bet you didn't see that coming. It's a 200 IQ play. Mom never saw it coming. So then I think we just went to Orange Leaf, and then we sat at
good.
Barnes and Nobles and just kind of walked around.
Dude, Barnes and Noble is a good date spot.
It's not bad. I
Is
didn't
this-
think.
And before COVID,
The girl from our high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
and before COVID, they
See,
had,
that's
like,
how you do it
tables
without saying any
and,
names, Alex.
Yeah, they had tables with like free board games, and you could just like.
Oh, they do.
Yeah,
They didn't
and
have it then, but
yeah.
yeah, I haven't been to Barnes and Nobles. I don't know how long. So
Let's
yeah,
go
we
to
just kind of did
Barnes and
that.
Noble next time, guys.
Yeah, let's go get more Sports Illustrated swimsuit editions.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Austin, do you have any first
That's
dates?
that was the
I mean,
date.
I've had a first
Nothing
date, but I
fun.
do not remember what happened in it. So
Okay? Well, let's just do a quick pivot. What was the worst date you've ever been on? Do you have a worst date?
I feel like we've
Let's
done
do
that
another
before.
quick pivot. Austin, have you shaved your chest hair?
Let's do another quick
not-
pivot. Have you shaved your
well-
ball hair?
Yeah. Do you manscape, Austin?
Do you man?
He does.
yeah.
Wait, why did I answer that for you?
He does.
I just
Austin,
know that because he
Alex,
has like one of
you
those
and-
manscapes, and I really want one.
Alex, you and Austin have a very peculiar relationship.
We're just
we're just two
we're
guys.
bros.
Just two men
We're-
being boys.
we got the pink shorts going on.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
can't reach certain areas when manscaping. You gotta have a bro help you out.
That's what having a bro is all about.
To go off your lying to your parents, I had a date with another chick, and I was already grounded and like had to be inside, and I snuck out, had this girl pick me up, and told her that like everything was cool, and we went and saw the first Spider-Man movie with Andrew Garfield. And in the middle of the movie, my mom comes in the theater. She somehow found out where I was and goes up to me, like yanks my arm and just like drags me out of the movie theater the whole way in front of her. And I was just
That's
like,
great.
Did you
There's
ever have another date
Was that
after that?
Alicia?
sorry.
Oh, that's who it was. I was like, I know I've heard this story. But
Yeah.
I hope it's not even on the podcast. Just telling me what to edit.
Michael, cut this.
Just like bossing me around.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I know I've heard that story before, but I couldn't
Yeah.
think of who it was.
Yeah, and because of that, she was really mad that I lied. So she broke up with me, like eventually because of that.
Eventually.
Wait,
Yeah.
that was why you guys broke up?
Yeah, because
That's tough.
because I lied about a couple things, but it was like stupid like high school things. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like I was
Yeah.
lying about like
You weren't
meeting
doing
some
it to
other
be mean. You
girl.
were doing it because you were a dumb high
Yeah,
school
okay.
boy.
That's smart.
This is the way I thought back then. I thought she'd be happy because I was lying, so I could be with her. I was
Again,
like, how are you
the
not?
intent.
I was like, why are you not happy? I was like, I lied so I could get out of the house so that I could spend more time with
Again, this goes back to my original point. Women are also people.
you. Yeah. So yeah, good times.
But yeah, but dating is complicated, and no one's gonna have the exact same experience. So don't try to like find some guide on dating. I know all the autistic people on the internet always try to find like a B, C guide to dating, but it's just not a real thing. I wonder if the audio is getting picked up of Hope and Austin's whisper conversation. She's treating Austin
Can
like
I
he
ask
just
a question?
yeah.
No.
This is my podcast now.
There we go.
Jeez.
I feel like Hope should just be on
Just
the
don't
podcast.
get, no, use the sensitive mic.
But that's Austin.
So Austin,
all the nerdy podcasts I listen to, they eventually get a girl on the podcast, and I feel like we
we
need
had a
that
girl
at
on
some
the
point.
podcast. We had that OnlyFans girl.
No, but like
Michael, you
on,
brought
like,
her up for
on
the
our-
5th time tonight.
on our team,
Really?
Yes.
She's counted.
like on our
She's-
team,
Oh.
like consistently.
Okay, my question. Before, I've been on a date before where the guy, no, it's okay. The guy takes you to a fancy restaurant pays for everything and then takes you to go. It wasn't Chris because he has no money. And then takes you to go do a ton of like bowling, goes to see a movie and everything. But he won't let you pay. And then after the date, I told him I wasn't interested in going on another date, and he got upset with me because he had paid so much.
Yeah.
In that situation, don't you think it would be fair? Like, I think going into any date with someone who you don't know, there should be a 50-50.
I don't know. I
Price
was always
split.
raised to
Yeah.
just pay for the girl.
As a guy, I
Yeah.
would say
I was
be
raised to pay,
prepared
too.
to pay the whole thing. But if the girl wants to split it,
It's just an awkward like situation because you don't want to say anything.
I will
Yeah.
say, this is really embarrassing.
If the girl
It's
brings
cool.
it
I
up.
still talk to her a little bit. I mean, we're not dating, but like we went on a date, and I forgot my wallet
Ooh.
for the date, but she was cool about it.
Actually, that's happened to me as well.
Yeah, my card got declined once on a date.
but like
So-
as a guy,
But-
like be prepared to
We're
pay the
cool.
whole thing because a lot of girls are kind of like that. But if a girl like offers to split it, then just take it. Because I think that
Yeah.
kind of shows like a degree of maturity.
Or like if you say you go out to dinner and then you either get like drinks afterwards.
Yeah,
or
I was
something.
gonna
say,
like,
like-
like I'll just pay for that.
Yeah, I would say like if you are going to dinner, you just pay for yourselves, and then like afterwards, if you're getting ice cream or like bowling or something, then like the guy could pay for that.
I
But,
feel
like,
like that takes the pressure off too.
For your specific example though, like guys like that like, oh, I'll pay for everything and then I like expect it to go somewhere. Like, don't treat it like an
No.
investment, like that your stock's gonna rise. I think a lot of guys almost like, not to sound crass, they almost treat it almost like a weird form of like prostitution. Like, I'm gonna pay for all this stuff, but I expect something, in return. It's like, no, dude, if you're gonna pay for all that stuff, you're just doing that. 'cause
And
you want
sadly,
to.
like nowadays, most girls like just
Don't make a generalization. Don't be sexist.
There's just not a lot of women that are like classy nowadays.
Whoa.
I don't know about that, but
It's hard to find like genuine like I don't know.
I think it depends on where you're looking, though. Don't you think?
That's a good point.
Not your harlots on Tinder. Not your harlots on Tinder, Alex.
I don't have any more harlots on Tinder.
He's a married man. He's a kept man.
Who's tried dating apps and what dating apps were you on?
I've tried all of them.
I've tried all of them. Tinder's like the worst because Tinder just makes you feel like it's so dehumanizing.
And there's so many fake accounts on there.
Swiping on people, like at like a certain point, I was like swiping. I was like, this is horrible.
But it's
Like,
so addicting. Like you can't like I don't. To me, anyways, I couldn't stop.
well, it was just like
I even bought the subscription at one point so you can
That's-
get like
that's-
unlimited swipes. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you ever do Bumble? Did you
Yeah.
I tried.
But I hate that because the girls always match with you, but then they always are like complaining. They're like, "Why doesn't the guy ever message first?" I'm like, "You guys have to message first. That's the whole point of Bumble."
Yeah.
Jono, dating apps that you've tried.
I don't think you're missing out.
Yeah.
All right, this was a pretty wholesome episode.
Are we already at an hour almost?
Yeah, we're getting there, like 45 minutes.
Oh,
so I'm
man.
trying to cut it off. I know we've usually been going to 50 minutes. So yeah, this has been 3 guys, 5 feet apart. Chris is still in the bathroom.
Chris isn't here.
He's taking a poop. So thank you, Hope, for filling in.
You're welcome.
And join us next time for even more fun.